In this session, we are going to create different lists those are required for our IT work management project activity. So here we'll go in the site content and we'll start creating the different list those we require. So first I'll create the work details list. So work details, so blank list, say work details. Okay, so initially I give the description. It contain the work request details, work request. After that, so I'll go and create. We need to change the display name. So here work details. I will update the display name list setting, and now here in a list I put the space in a work details and save this. So it will update my display name. Now I'll quickly create the two columns here. First thing, I'll update the title column, rename it as a work ID, then next is work title, which is a single line text, so I keep all the properties as it is. Then work details, I will make it as a multi-line, so work details. So actually I forgot if a previous field to rename work multi-line. Okay, so work details. Again I will go and I change the display name, work details. Here I pass the provide space here. Keep habit to give the user friendly display name, but internal name should not contain any space. So desired implementation date, so I make it a date time picker field. So I say okay. Again I change the display name. So this date will populate after the all these three or whatever the selected IT department, which one they provide their implementation date, tentative date, and based on that which one is a higher date it will set here. After that I'll create the total efforts. So total efforts is the total calculation of efforts from different IT department. So these details are filled by it will automatically fill. So I just keep it as a single line text. Okay, again I go and change the display name. I put the space here now. After the next field is status field, which is a choice field, so which is the important field. It will require in our flow. So status, these are the main status of work status, you can call in short. So I say pending for site manager, then pending for IT assessment, means the request goes to the IT for assessment, then pending with operational head or operational manager, and last one is finally approved. Okay, so these four status we maintain here, and also whenever required we'll update the status. I just keep it a blank. Okay, default field value here. The next thing I'll add the so there are few fields, those will maintain the lookup, like site, then IT department. So these fields are lookup. So what I do, I'll not take it right now. So whenever we create the associated list, parent list, then I will add. Before that I'll put the site manager comment and operational manager comment field here. site manager comment. So that is a multi-line text site manager comment. Whatever the comment site manager will provide. Again, I will update the so display name here, then operational manager comment. I pass the operational manager comment here, create column, and I'll say operational manager comment. Okay, so I pass the operational. So all these details are passed here, multi-line text. So I will just we capture the comment whenever the request goes to the operational manager approval. Then we select the we take the this here. They will provide the comment in their approval flow. So we maintain this our detail. Okay, so now what I do, I will add the remaining list. Those are site. So I create the site list. So this is not a SharePoint site again. I tell you. So I say that Mahindra site for it's simple to understand. Okay, so here organization sites, work location, work location. So after that here, after just a minute, so here I'll create the column list setting here, and in list setting I rename the title as say site. Okay, simple, pretty simple. Then after that there is another person name which is associated with the site, which is say site manager. Okay, so site manager, I'll take the people picker here. Okay, so people picker, and I say okay. Okay, and list a site. There are two columns only. Okay, Mahindra site. There are sites. There are two columns only. One is site, and other one is site manager. After that, IT department list. So I'll go here and create the IT department list here. So I'll create blank here and say IT department. Okay, so it contains the different department like this list contain different IT department in Mahindra. Okay, so I just create IT department. So I quickly create a list, go in list setting. So I will rename the column here. So IT department name here, or in short I will rename it IT DE. So DE name here. So required, not required, I will set it as a not required. Then IT department head, we require the IT department head name, IT DEPT head. Okay, so I keep here people picker, take it as a people picker and say okay. Okay, so both the list contain one column here, IT department head. I just put the space here. Okay, so, okay, next thing I will go and say create column here, and this list name is here operational manager. Okay, operational manager. Okay, like this. I just say single line text. Sorry. Cancel. Actually I need to say create list here, but unfortunately I click on create column. So I go here, and operational manager list which contain the name of the operational manager. Why we keep it maintain the list? So in case in future if operational manager change, so user directly go and change the name here. Okay, so I just rename the title column here. So title column, or I keep it as it is, and I say one people picker and say operational manager, operational manager. Okay, so this will be the people picker here, and say okay. So here operational manager field, people picker field we have added. So we have created different list: work detail, Mahindra sites, IT department, and operational manager list. Okay, so after that, so as I have explained here, 1 2 3 4 5 list: sites, IT assessment list. Okay, so then once the request goes for IT assessment here, because here is a one to many relationship, if we maintain the one record in the one list, then there are three inputs we are taking from three different departments. That's why we need to maintain the another list. If there is only one department selection is there, then we can maintain in the same list. But in this case, there are we allow user to select the multiple departments. That's why we go and say here IT department, IT sorry, yes, department. Okay, sorry, IT department. I just renamed it. So IT assessment. I make it IT assessment. Yes. Okay. So IT assessment. It means that request QUEST goes to IT department for assessment. Okay, assessment means they provide their inputs, how much efforts it will require and all. Okay, so quickly I will complete this list also. So I go in the list setting, I rename the title. Now here title will be the work ID. Again, that work ID, we copy that work ID using the flow, and from the our work details list. After that work title, we copy the work title as it is from our work details list. So I just add the work title. So here single line text, and then efforts days. So user provide the effort efforts days. Okay, so how many efforts I put the single line text. I'll rename it, display name I will change. Then tentative date. So tentative date means how when it will be probable date from department we take tentative date. So I just provide, so here date time. So I select here tentative date. After that department. So department is follow IT department. Which department is selected from the work details list. Up to these details, so there are only two fields: tentative date and efforts. This needs to be filled by the IT head, otherwise all the details are copied from work details list and IT. So here we maintain here up to these columns I have created. And so now it's a time to go in work detail list and create the lookup column. Now parent lists are ready, means we can create the lookup column here. So I go here and say create column. Now the lookup column, first lookup column I'll say work site. Okay, so work site, and I'll say select lookup, and I select the Mahindra. List name is the Mahindra sites, and associated column name is say site. Okay, so it will take the site as a lookup here. After that I create one site manager here as a site manager. Okay, so I rename it here this Mahindra site manager. So because same name there in, I take it as a people picker, because what I'm taking it as like this, because we are Mahindra site manager name in parent list, also name site manager. To avoid the confusion, I make it as a Mahindra site manager. Now I take the IT department, IT DEPT. So IT department will select the respective departments, and we have the lookup column here. So I select the lookup from here, IT department, and my column name is here IT department name. So like this way we take a lookup here. After that, see, uh, after that, operational manager, we have selected the operational manager command. Operational manager is also going to we maintain the operational manager column also, okay, here, but it will not be operational manager. Okay, if I make it a Mahindra operational manager, so it will avoid the confusion. People picker, you cannot take a lookup for the people picker. That's why I just create separate people picker here. Now these are the overall columns are ready. Now our column structure is ready. Now we can ready to start working on our power apps and power automate. First, what we do in a work detail list, once the request is raised, then request, after raising the request, whatever the site selected, based on that the approval message goes to the site manager. So in next session we'll complete the activity up to this, and after that we'll move into this and next topic this, and means within a 2 or 3 sessions we'll complete entire flow. So we stop here.